I really did enjoy the. Well,
Okay, just don't blow yourself up.
hey,
Welcome back to D5 Questing, everybody.
welcome back, y'all.
Hi.
And remember, be yourself. That's what today's episode is brought to you by. Be yourself and let the world laugh at your patheticness.
Hey, that hurts.
You're not supposed to take it personally.
Oh, I took it personal.
I can
And
close
now
it.
I'm crying.
All right. Let's see. So let's do a little recap. I'll take this one if you guys don't mind.
I just realized they're not hearing us.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
What?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, they
Wait.
can't hear the audio.
Who's not
So-
here?
We're
Oh,
no. I'm breaking a little bit of the immersion real fast for you guys. Jacob has pulled up some background sound, so we're listening to stuff under the level.
yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
That's where
okay.
I got the idea. Reed's like, I've been doing that the whole time.
Well, really immerse yourself, huh? I like it. I guess this sound works for. This one's really tranquil right now.
I'm hoping that it will
Calm my.
make it hear tranquil.
I forgot that I was supposed to have a little bit of a turn of heart after having a tattoo ripped off my body, but
Welcome back to D5 Questing, everybody.
yikes! Welcome back.
I'll take the old recap.
Hey, DM, why don't you go ahead and give us the recap?
So last week, we had our 1 year since the first time we hit record.
Boop, boop.
Yeah.
Winner.
I was hoping there'd be more like,
Winner to be announced.
oh yeah, winner forthcoming. That's right. I can't believe it's already been a week. So yeah, if you're listening to this the day that it comes out, aka October the 1st,
Yeah.
then you are too late for the entry. But stick around, and at the end of this episode, if we remember, then we will announce the winner.
Yeah.
And read every single email because there were a lot of good ones, and I'm excited to dig into those
Read every single email.
on the air.
Yeah.
On the air.
Nice.
So,
Okay. Okay.
but for us, it's only been about 15 minutes since we hit stop record on the last one, so we don't even know.
I like
no,
how
no.
you saw future you said
don't
there was a lot of good ones,
So, I'm sure there will be. If I know our fan base.
which I do.
So we had our 1 year anniversary. Well done, gentlemen. Well done.
Recording
Yeah.
session anniversary.
Recording session anniversary.
Woohoo!
And
Yay.
you guys went to the pit, and some of you, this really separated the helpers from the selfish ones. The helpers just ran to the side of the pit and just jumped into action.
What are you talking about?
And the non-helpers stayed back and guarded.
They
and
did.
watched their backs.
I mean, I don't even remember Champ being there at all. Just kidding.
So you hoisted out a dead horse, and then you hoisted out a very friendly Sir McDonald, Tracy McDonald, and he
It was a lush.
he was good. Good exposition there. Lots of good information you guys gathered from him.
It was
Supposed to
easy
be-
because his checks were low because he was drunk.
supposed to be a nice guy, personable, friendly.
He ended up.
I
at the
liked
end.
I liked him too. Hopefully
He was all right at the end.
he comes on back.
Yeah.
Hopefully he comes back. But you guys were very generous in your offer to have him accompany you to Riverbend. When he got to Riverbend and saw the destruction, he realized just the scope and caliber of what was going on and
Turned tail and fled.
turned tail and fled.
Revealed that he could summon a horse all along.
You're welcome to have one. Have a couple. I'm
I'm
eating.
welcome to have a horse.
Yeah. Oh yes.
You want to know what? On a real level, if that horse wasn't as rotten, because I would have. You want to avoid blood rot, but I got to tell you, if that horse was pretty fresh, I don't know. We have to replenish them rations.
I
somehow.
really thought about it as well. So
Oh, of course. Anytime something's dead, I think about it.
So good. I'm glad we're all on the same level. Rav.
I just feel it comes naturally. Being a good person.
So,
Anyway.
Like a good neighbor, Rav is there.
That's
So-
right.
we're sitting here, Jake and I are recording off of the same microphone, and we're sharing a headphone set because that's how we do. That's how tight we are. And Jake turned to me and kind of like scrunched up his nose, like, what is this awful smell?
No, it wasn't awful. I was like, that's not too bad.
And then he looked around, and I'm eating dill pickles. And I've been thinking that we were like this close to each other. So he gets to deal with that.
No, I thought it was because I'm eating sour cream, like Chex Mix. So I was wondering, did I open my bag? Is that what I'm smelling? And then I realized you opened my bag.
Oh, like a sour cream and onion Chex Mix.
Yeah.
Okay. You just said
You said
just
sour cream.
Chex. And I was like,
I'm just going deep. I'm going ham on hands in, all in that dip, baby.
You just put
That's
some
how-
sour cream on top of your chest, and that's how you eat your cereal.
That's how Torvo do. That's how Torvo do.
Ugh.
Wait,
Anyway.
this isn't how goblins eat.
Extra
Speaking
mayonnaise
of,
on mine, please.
Speaking of delicious sounds, our background audio comes to us today from Sirenscape. Thank you, Sirenscape. Check them out, sirenscape.com.
Cool.
And with that, let's jump right in.
Whoa. One more shout out.
Oh, one more shout out.
Thank you, Christy, for doing our animations here. Well, not animations, pictures.
That's not going to happen until a little bit later.
Whatever. I'm still thanking her because she does them all the time for us on our posts.
Oh, okay.
be more grateful.
We see more
Yeah.
community activity. You can get a shout out too.
That's true. Oh, hey, check our Facebook post.
He's
Hey.
going right now. He's
Oh.
checking it. Anyway, so
Anyway, so
now the excavation of Riverbend, brought to you by
the
Mordak.
Rampage of Riverbend.
Brought to you by Death and Destruction.
The Ravage of Riverbend.
So, like I was saying, whatever happened in Riverbend is. I'm just kidding. All right,
It's like a documentary.
that's what I was thinking. Anyway,
I remember when I was in Riverbend. All right, so there are a number of places. I was joking when I said, we're going to go place to place to place. What do you guys? Where do you want to hit for sure? Like,
let's go to 14. I mean, it's closest to us.
Well,
Place of interest.
okay. I guess look, let's talk realistic so that we can do it in character if you really want, and we can walk through it all. But on a real level, and I think I've been showing myself to be this enough, that it's not that I'm greedy or I'm going for a hoard, but definitely if there's stuff to find and it can be used, I think we should find it.
I agree.
So I am on the level that I'm willing to go to every single building in this village because
Okay.
there's nobody around to stop us. So it would dictate that it's free.
Also,
like
it gives-
nobody's going to stop us from taking it.
and I want to try and get a clue of maybe as to
Right.
people alive.
So you, on a real level, if you want to tell us just right now, we could still scale through a few of it, but like if it's really going to be a futile effort to go through this, but come on, people who are living there. I'm not saying like we're going to be playing +1 weapons everywhere or something,
Right.
because it's Riverbend. But I mean, like, if there's going to be useful stuff, if we're going to replenish
Gold.
stock, as it would be possibly, even
Silver.
fine. I'm not looking for treasure. I'm just looking for items, useful things to do. So, like, if you say that if we just took time as we're searching through, along with the places that we are going to specifically hit, because everybody is on board that we're going to hit these 4 specific places. But if we just want to say, we found enough to replenish our stocks of things, just sifting through, fine. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
But if not, I want to go place to place and
Okay.
randomly figure out what's in there.
okay. Well, I did not. I mean, last time we were in Riverbend, we were there very briefly.
Yeah.
On Richard's fault for that. But I didn't go through.
Good old
Place.
Dick, if you know.
I did not go place to place to place,
Right.
goof to goof,
Because
hiding little treasures. And so, if you guys are searching for something specific,
I'm looking for money.
I mean,
Okay.
even
Right.
that, So, like, even if we were to go to places like the governor's mansion, I would expect that we're going to find at least something
Okay.
there of substance, even if it's completely sacked. I can't believe that in the rush of getting out, or they're dead in there. Great for us. Either way, there's got to be some wealth in there.
Okay.
If that's what we're looking for. If not, like what I'm saying, 24 is storages and
All
stuff.
right, so let's
And
go.
so-
Let's go through. I like the idea. Where it's kind of free game right now.
Exactly. And that's the only reason why I want to ransack it. Because on a real level, none of these people are coming back anytime soon.
Right, but
So we're not even
something
in guilt.
else. Something else to remember though is the idea that you're having. How many other refugees that have been passing through had the same idea?
But how
None of
soon?
them yet. We're the first ones on the
What
scene.
I'm saying is, it sounds like they just left.
Okay.
Now I'm with you because you're like, well, I can't just give these guys a bounty. So I'm okay with that too. But
All right, so you guys start making your way through, and you find enough rations to replenish supplies.
okay, because
I
I
think that's fair.
they got herbalists,
That's true.
they got the blacksmith, the barracks.
You You just want to read through the whole list?
I can actually get it up real fast. That's what I'm saying. Because places like the Skinner and the Tannery, are we actually going to find hides? Could we find it? And again, we're talking.
I would
how
imagine
much
all that
weight-
stuff.
That's what Rav was hoping for.
Yeah, how much weight could we actually logistically take out of here? So that's another thing. Sure.
Well, we
Okay.
got to go to the stables and see if there's any pack horses. We're
Right.
taking a lot.
They're
Okay.
dead. This
that
whole
bench,
village
that
is
was a
burned.
nice bench.
Oh, we're gonna like, hey, is there a portable ram? Is there a portable ram? I just want to carry it out of here.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
That side of that building looks really nice. I'm just
You
Vortex
should
is a
see
back
what I
wheel.
can put on a horse.
if one of us happens to find a bag of holding,
Great.
no.
All right.
Anyways. And where's the peach pit? I mean, we gotta see the peach pit.
Oh,
Is
those
it
flames
okay?
have to have cracked that, and that thing's got to start seeding. It's got to start growing.
You know what I'm saying?
They took it with them.
Maybe, but I at least want to see the pedestal it was on.
No, you're gonna find a few people dead near it because both the families that were contesting who grew it were fighting over it.
That's what's up. And so I'll look in their pockets to see if we can find anything.
Okay.
It's looting time.
Dude, I'm with it.
So as you guys survey the
Chaotic neutral.
Oh, man, we said we weren't going to go that far.
I'll edit it, but I'm going to say it at least once.
I missed the joke.
You missed the joke?
Yeah, I must have been crunching. Right. when I
John
said
got it, and John's in Canada.
Okay, we're good. My
He's
bad.
on par.
I'll edit it. Don't worry.
We'll be fine.
You find enough rations to fill up your hold.
How much money did I find?
As you go through, you see that everybody else that had the idea of looking for money did look for money, and you don't find a whole lot. H or Champ, you probably find, I don't know. Let's figure this out. 15 gold pieces.
1,500 gold pieces? That sounds about fair.
15,000 gold pieces?
15
And,
million?
Wow!
Five silver pieces. And
5 million silver pieces?
and 24 copper.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay,
Sorry.
so 15 silver?
5 silver.
Just him.
Five silver.
It's just me. Just me, Rav.
So,
Okay. And then let's see, who else is looking for money?
I'm just looking for stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to be looking for everything that we can find.
All
Did
right.
I find another water?
How long are we doing this?
Yeah, you can find another water skin. Let me see, D100, please.
Okay.
Yeah, you find another water skin. It's got a hole in it, but that'll work. Okay.
Can I
And
patch it?
yeah, it's whole. It's fine. And Mordex, you find 5 gold pieces.
Wasn't even looking for it.
Oh, then never mind.
I
You
found
see it.
five.
You see it. I figured everybody would pick up money if they found it.
It's like an Easter egg hunt.
84 silver pieces and
Nice.
25 copper pieces.
84 silver. Nice.
Okay.
I have to set down my microphone real quick.
Celebrate.
That's so good. I got to write it down twice.
Hold on. Can you say that all again?
I cannot because I have rolled the dice again.
You're gonna have to wait.
I think it was
5
5
gold,
pieces,
84 silver.
25 copper.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is for our good friend, Champion.
84. Yes, for champion.
Not Champion. The other champion.
I'll take
Mike,
another round.
Torvo?
Take another hit. No, this is for old Ravioli. You ready?
Yeah.
5 gold pieces,
Cha-ching,
Okay.
2 silver pieces,
cha-ching,
31 copper.
cha-ching.
You hear that from across the rubble?
Sucker!
Another gold. Okay. And
We'll never be able to craft anything without gold.
last but not least, my dear friend Torvo. Nothing.
Yeah, well, that happens.
That sucks. Sorry.
I'm a monk.
12 gold pieces,
Can I find any platinum?
9 silver pieces,
Uh,
and 1 copper piece.
okay. I shouted out, "Hey guys, I found 12 gold pieces so far."
You win this round, Torvo.
No, I got 15.
And we'll kind of divvy up a little bit more treasure after the episode. I don't want to spend time
Okay.
going through. And so
Sounds good.
as you go through, you find, knickknacks, this and that.
Patty wax?
Maybe
Can I
a
give a dog
bone.
a bone?
No bones.
No old man rolling home.
So
How does the mayor's place look?
the governor's
Yeah,
mansion,
governor's. Yeah.
very, very much ransacked. It was built better, more sturdy than the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not completely devastated.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still pretty bad.
They gutted it.
Yeah, it's pretty well.
Okay.
Like floorboards are torn up and
Cool.
stuff. But
And the
as
stables?
as you're looking through the temple to Suyatlo,
yeah, I was going to ask about that.
number 1 on
Mhm.
the map, you're kind of looking, under pews and just, you kick your feet around.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody roll a d20.
See if Suyatlo has an issue with this. We'll see about that. 18.
4.
6.
5.
Wow.
I rolled the second one just in case and got 6.
Suyatlo ain't got nothing on me.
So, yeah, most of the stuff looks pretty well picked over, but Torvo, as you turn to, cross the river back towards the governor's mansion and continue your search, something catches your eye underneath one of the pews,
Uh-huh.
and you go and you pick it up, and it's a golden sheaf of wheat.
Huh.
Because if you remember, Suyatlo
Is the harvest.
harvest.
Is it is solid gold
As far as you can tell,
of what I know of a gold.
Solid. Go.
Hey guys, check
It's just
this
pretty.
out. Ooh, give it to me.
take off the hubcaps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad you got my reference.
So loud.
Go.
Let's see. I'm opening up something real quick.
I'm gonna make my way over towards Richard's house. I want to see if his, stone wife is still there.
That's way outside of town, ain't it? I thought.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
far.
all the way to
outside.
the southwest there, yeah.
I thought it was number 16.
No, he was on his way to Toadstool, I thought.
No, his.
Oh yeah,
house
Richard's
is
out there.
16,
Yeah,
yeah.
Hold
I
on,
mean, we're
hold
pretty
on, hold
close to
Whoa.
the carpenter's mansion.
Full stop.
I mean, Christine.
World frozen.
Where the freak is it? There it is. I'm looking for a specific document. I just want to make sure that. Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Out of this world said.
That's why I was with you.
Stop.
I saw it.
All right. Full start. So full start.
All ahead full.
She's always
Perfect. So Rav goes to the stables and is dismayed to see charred horse meat. Gets him every time. And, doesn't see a live horse in all of the stables. And you look.
See any undead horses?
No undead horses either.
It's charred.
there's a.
In other words, it burnt down.
Any? Oh, thank you. Now, is just so there's no usable meat of these horses. No hide. What about the hoofs? Is it good glue?
Good hoof meat.
Good.
You got good hoof meat. But yeah, I mean, obviously none of the fresh meat that was slaughtered during this is going to be edible because it was like, a week or 10 days ago.
Right.
So it's been sitting there for nothing.
Spoiling.
Let's see. Champ.
Yeah.
Is there someplace you'd like to go before we go to
Port Richards.
Port
No.
Richards?
There's nowhere specific Champ would like to go.
Okay. Let's see. So Rav, you checked the north stables and then you checked the south stables. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me as you're going through the Stuck Pig Tavern.
Perception. So it's an 18.
An 18?
Yeah, it's 18.
Okay. The Stuck Pig Tavern is one of the buildings that, the bones are still in place of the building. Most of the siding and the roof is blown off, but the bones are still there. And you're kind of going through the back. I should have thrown the schematic of the Stuck Pig Tavern on there. But you go back to where old Ragbon Smythe's family would have stayed, at least him and his wife.
Oh man, I hope Ragbon's okay.
And
Dude was tight.
you don't see Ragbon Smythe, but you see kind of out the back a small grave. Do you investigate further?
Dig it up.
No, Rav won't take it up, but yeah, Rav will go and
It's a shallow.
see what happened, if that was their child or
Is it a rock cairn?
pet.
No, so you get there and there's a little sign. Here lies Mrs. Ragbon Smythe. You see just kind of like a carved wooden flower that's resting on top of the grave, because you'd assume that no flowers were to be had. And as you walk back through the Stuck Pig Tavern, with that kind of in your mind, you take one last look around what would have been Ragbon Smythe and his family's home, and you see underneath a pile of rubble a picture frame. And the picture frame holds a likeness of Ragbon Smythe, his wife, and their daughter.
Fancy.
Very fancy.
I wanted to check the barracks.
I was going to say something, but okay.
Dig up the grave and see if there's stone.
No, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to do a little role play for that.
I thought
Rav's heartstrings are being tugged at, so Rav's going to pick up that picture, take it outside, and put it on top of the wife's grave. At the same time, Rav's going to sprinkle some seeds over top of the grave and cast one of his spells, their Verdant Sprout, to make the seeds sprout and flowers all over the grave.
Okay. Beautiful sentiment.
what a dude.
Beautiful sentiment. I like that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to make sure that was known.
Yeah,
no, that's good.
Just be real selective.
Reed, is there anything you'd like to do?
No, but Mordax wants to go see the barracks.
What up, Bob?
Okay.
Oh, I'm not there in Propa.
But boy, I wish I could.
Every time I'm looking at two Propa in Riverbend.
I'd love to just dig my hands through the rubble of people's memories.
Totally, man.
So,
It's the best way to get to know someone.
in the barracks. Wait, the barracks or the barracks?
Do you tell us what's
I think-
above the door?
Well, I think
Mordax says it's called the barracks.
Wow.
Mordax is bear axe?
because the blacksmith in town is that's actually what that's called, is the bear's axe.
That was pretty good.
So
I'll check both of them.
and that's kitty corner to the barracks.
Yeah.
So it gets confusing when people are meet at the barracks. But it works out, or at least it did.
It did.
I'll
Used
check
to.
both of them.
Okay. In the which one do you check first?
The blacksmith.
As you kind of rummage through the old blacksmith, does blacksmithing interest you?
Not in particular, but I'm just seeing if there's like weapons or something that are here.
Okay. Yeah, you see some weapons, but then you look at your noble great axe and decide nothing can really compare to what you have right now.
Right. What about armor?
What armor do you have right now?
Ooh, that's a good question. Haven't looked at that for a while.
Barbarian mail?
Scale mail.
Yeah, same thing. You see like some chainmail, so if you want to give up some of that AC for some more dexterity, that might work out for you. But you don't see anything that's going to be tougher than the scale mail that you have, or the plate mail that you have.
Okay.
You say plate mail or scale? Scale.
I have scale.
Plate mail would be like double the price, triple the price.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
All right, over to the bear axe, the old fortified
Okay.
soldiers.
So as you walk in there, you hear some rubble moving around a little bit from one of the cells in the jail.
Perception.
Perception up.
Before you go.
9.
Yeah, there is. So you go to investigate further, and you see old Richard, a familiar face, but he's not looking so well. Richard is holding on to his last bit of life in the jail. Do you try and tell everybody else to come in?
use that -1 medicine.
And you
He
laid
looks-
him to rest.
He looks up at you.
I'm looking at what I can do here.
Mordax. Mordax, is that you?
Hold on. I have a question for you.
Shut up for a second.
There's not much time.
I'm asking you. I have my red potion that causes a creature to stop. So I mean, like, could I just make him stop for a second?
No, Richard, no, stop. Don't go.
Oh, as in like stop everything. Like he just freezes in time.
You can try it.
Why would you do that?
Because if he stops, I could get someone there that could help me with this. Because I'm not so great at medicine,
Try it.
and a healer possibly. Yeah, so I'm going to give him 1 use of my red potion.
Okay. As he as you go down to do that, he kind of turns his head as best he can to to not allow you to put it into his mouth. And he goes, no, don't. Coughs up a little blood, and like there's blood like dried around the corners of his mouth, and like he's not looking good.
Go to give him some water then.
And he takes a little bit of water and kind of chokes on that a little bit, but you can tell that it makes it a little bit easier for him to talk.
Was it the waters of mischief? Did you give him waters of mischief?
Oh, so you have the waters of mission.
I do have waters. That's why I had another water skin. So I know the
I
difference.
just wanted to see what it'd do to Richard.
I'll do it after. Anyway,
It's like that part on Dumb and Dumber when they put peppers on the guy's burger.
I thought you were going to talk about the bird.
Yeah.
what happened?
They got us. They got us.
The elves?
It had to be. The blast. The blast came from down there. Watch over my family if you can. Protect them.
I'll do what
what I can if I can find them.
He like reaches up to like grab your hand.
Uh-huh.
He goes, You have to warn the world of the forthcoming evil, because you've seen firsthand what can be done. And he goes and he tries to like reach in his pocket for something.
I help him.
Okay. And you pull out like this little paper. Go ahead and everybody open up your phone to the text message I just sent you.
You viewers at home, you go ahead too.
You go ahead and open up your phone. And so everybody get it?
Yeah. Oh.
So this will be on the YouTube video. This is courtesy of Christy as well. Thank you, Christy. But he's very crudely drawn the four of you to the best of his ability that he could in jail. And he goes, I want you to know my last adventure with my only friends was my best adventure.
Tugs at your heartstrings a little bit. I shed a tear. I don't cry so much.
And then he rasps and craps himself.
That's horrible. I make it, I go out the barracks and I say,
Everybody, I found Richard.
I start sprinting towards the barracks.
"Who's Richard?"
Come on.
There,
Come on, champ.
at all, or somewhat. We knew him. Keep up with us, champ.
Still don't know who he is. Never met the guy.
Well, you're about to.
Oh, but he's dead.
I have a reanimate spell.
Yeah, and then he actually dies because I cut him.
Look, guys, he's back.
Cleave to the head.
Okay. So yeah, everybody comes to the shouts of Mordax.
Do they?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I thought you guys were pretty much just narrating everything going on, so I'm just listening. That's good. Yeah, we're all going.
Okay.
I share with everybody what he said to me about us needing to stop the evil.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And stop the evil because and then share the nice sentiment that we were his only friends.
Do you show us the picture?
I show the picture.
While he's telling us, I go in and check Richard.
Yeah, and you see that part of the building collapsed on him and pinned him there. So he's been there for however long it's been since that happened, a week or 10 days.
Dang.
Yeah, so like he held on with everything that he had, but seeing you guys was the last thing he needed to do.
But where the music's swelling, I mean,
Yeah.
I really cheapened this.
All right, so yeah, like I said, after the episode, we'll kind of go through and figure out a couple other items that you guys have found, knickknacks or treasures or whatnot. But those are the basics that you find.
All right. So
There's nothing else in the barracks?
I mean, regular weapons and stuff, and regular.
Who needs
weapons.
regular weapons?
you need like an iron fist or something like that,
At the
glowing and everything.
So we've pretty much been through the whole town then by this point, yeah?
We haven't gone out to the carpenter and the mason and Richard's place.
At the vizier's place number 5 on the map.
Yeah.
Then you guys were able to find 2 minor healing potions.
If only I had that when I was next to Richard.
I know.
We each find them, or just one of us finds them?
The group finds 2 total. So whoever wants to hold on to those.
I can put one in my bandolier.
I'll take one.
There you go.
1, 2?
He was counting it
Oh,
up.
perfect.
Straight Barney style this.
At the Potters, you find broken pottery.
Fantastic.
And where you wanted to go to the carpenter
Yeah.
as well?
The carpenter and the mason.
We can go through the rest of that after, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I meant to circle number 2, not number 3.
Oh,
My bad. Number 2 is the stuck pig inn. My apologies.
word.
Well, this is embarrassing.
I
Yeah. So, I was like, why are you so interested in the carpenter and mason?
didn't know either.
Okay. So as you guys are kind of walking, you remember the peach pit, and you go back
Richard would want us to see it.
and you look at it. You look at that little peach pit, which is huge, actually, and there's a little sprout that's coming out the top,
And a ray of sunshine coming through.
and a ray of sunshine coming through. You also see that the bottom of it's cracked,
Hmm.
and there's something inside.
Dibs.
He just reaches up.
So
I go to look at it.
It's a giant tarantula.
who's got it?
Mordax.
So Mordax, do you know how to read?
He is a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer. I did study.
I mean, he does call it the bear axe.
Okay. So yeah, it's like
I'll show you, Barax.
a file in a leather folder, right? Old paper, and
Oh, I hope it's the deed to the city.
it is not the deed to the city.
Too bad.
It's the deed to Propa.
Oh, we got property.
To the farm they were fighting over.
It is actually the deed to the property of the farm that they were fighting over.
Fantastic. All they had to do was learn to love one another.
But now we own it.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Hey, Rav,
Is that really what it is the deed to the farm?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
what should we do about that seed?
Rav's gonna help it grow.
Plants it. Did we ever go down to Richard's place?
Not yet.
Is it gonna grow fine here?
Yeah, with a little aided help here, and Rav's going to do his little bit of magic again and help the roots sink down into the ground and actually for it to grow up a little bit and be a 10-foot tall tree starting out.
Okay.
Snap.
So it's going to be a huge tree by the time it's done, but this is the start.
It does that, and during its accelerated growth, it grows a single peach as well that quickly ripens.
Champ picks the peach.
That was quick.
I see a peach, I take it.
No, Rav. That was magic. Okay.
Thank you.
It's like a giant good berry.
And that peach grows, and everybody lives inside of it. Rav and a giant peach.
That's a shout out to your god. You gonna...
Along with the centipede, spider, and
That was a good show.
the other ones. Yeah, there you go.
We're not going to New York. We're going to Propa.
Where's all the seagulls at?
That's what we need.
Oh my goodness. You want that too much.
Everyone knows.
All right,
the fastest
moving
way to
on.
travel is by peach.
So we go now to Richard's house. At Richard's house, which is a little more than rubble now, you find nothing but ash and rubble.
Not
Not even
his
the
own.
2 statues of his wife and daughter.
Whoa. Both inside and out.
Interesting.
Questions?
There's nothing left of his wife or daughter statues.
You'd imagine that stone that the statues were is now part of the rubble you stand on.
Huh.
Can I make a perception check to see?
Yeah.
I want to find some feet.
Yeah.
With my expert perception of 11.
15.
Yeah, so as you guys kind of look around, you see where the bases of the statues would have been.
Mm.
And yeah, you see little feetsies.
Is it solid stone throughout then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rav is a deep, sickening feeling lurches up in his stomach and into his throat.
Yeah.
And as he panics, he takes off toward the grove where he left his sister.
Ooh.
He summons the phantom steed and is gone. Gone.
Oh no. Can we try and keep up with him?
Yeah.
Rav, where you going?
He's going to turn back and yell, "I got to check on my sister," and he's gone.
How fast would you say he's traveling at?
Just a sec, I'll tell you what that phantom steed can move at.
Breakneck. I go into a rage.
It's,
Up with him.
Yeah, because I mean I can go 40. So
And I can
Yeah,
move along.
it's doing 40 as well.
okay. So
Rage, I can go 35.
Okay. So, Champ,
Oh, I can go.
I call.
You call. What do you call?
Champ throws his sword down and he rides it
What's your
like a hoverboard.
What's your speed, Champ?
Frog legs.
Frog legs. That's right. Okay.
He can jump above the forest.
Vertically 100 feet, but horizontally
Oh,
30.
I can go horizontal just as far as I can go vertical.
He just
Dang.
he just lays down and pushes off a building and hopes nothing's in the way.
Yeah.
Like a bullet.
Okay. So, Rav, how far out of town would you say the grove with your sister's statue would be?
Not far. 5-minute ride, if that.
Okay. So you arrive there first, because I'd imagine that 40 speed is like the horse's walking speed. But everybody like kind of sees where you're headed, and so knows the general. All right, that's probably the grove that he's talking about, because there's something peculiar about this grove, where everything else has been scorched and decimated, left burning and smoldering. The grove where you left your sister is still lush, green, and vibrant.
Rav is overcome as tears start streaming down his face as he's hoping and praying that if the grove is like that his sister's statue is still there.
As you enter the grove, everything seems to be exactly how you left it. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
All of us?
Just Rav.
That is... just a sec here. Is it 11 plus, so it's a 17?
So, you've spent quite a bit of time, I'd imagine, in this grove, both before your sister was turned to stone and after. And you notice that everything is almost the exact same as how you left it with your sister's statue there. But the main difference is that your sister's statue is no longer there. You look around to see if you can find any rubble or marks, and find nothing.
Rav's heart just sinks. Absolute broken right there.
Broke Rav.
Yep, drops to his knees, head in the dirt, like just broken.
How dare you, Jacob? You broke Rav.
I know. So the rest of you come across this site as Rav is sitting there by the.
On approach, real fast. How
approach.
How far out can we see this? That we can see the lining of destruction and growth.
I'd imagine the grove that Rav and his sister selected to live in was pretty well hidden, and so you'd almost have to be upon it to see that.
So we're moving through the trees, and then all of a sudden there's lushness.
Yeah, it's like very surprising, you know.
Gotcha.
And you still hear birds and stuff, you know, and like where
it was obviously safety, and the animals knew that.
Before you didn't even realize how eerily quiet it's been this whole time.
Okay.
So you guys come into the grove and are standing on the outside of this inner circle of the grove, and see Rav just in this heap of sadness.
Okay.
What do you do?
I approach Rav tentatively and just place my hand on his shoulder. And I don't say anything.
Champ will do the same thing.
Since he doesn't have 3 shoulders, I'll just kind of stand. He's with him. Did you kneel down? I forget. Did you say that? Or are you just standing still?
His head's in the ground.
Yeah, Rav. So yeah, he's like hunched right over, like,
Collapsed onto the ground almost.
yeah, pretty much like, yeah, trying to get comfort from nature type thing. Like he's, the only thing he had in his life worth living for was his sister, and that's been taken from him.
Gotcha. Which is standard.
Well, after that for a moment, I just move off and go into a meditative pose, not too far off.
Okay.
To think about what's going on until Rav's ready to. My personal perception of it is until Rav's ready to move.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll follow suit. I'll do what two of us do. I'll go meditate.
I'll create a fire and start making some lunch.
Lunch is on.
Comfort food, okay?
Potatoes.
Potato.
Okay.
So after Rav's done, he
A
gets
stew.
up, and the loss of his sister has been replaced with burning vengeance. Would be the best way to describe the feeling that he's now focused on. He places another spell of protection on the grove, and kind of like, all right, this is the last time I'll be here type thing, and walks out and taps each you and shrugs, let's go, and out of the grove.
Okay.
I pack up the lunch.
Everybody gets one Tupperware. Take one each.
Mordex, do you put the fire out, or did you forget to?
Place is so verdant, man. It would just like crush it.
Yeah, he didn't get the chance to light a fire. It wouldn't have gone there.
Fire burns out the grove.
Burn it from the inside out.
Even using fire, I have hot breath.
Don't mind me. So
This food smells funny.
the four of you walk outside of the grove, and you kind of walk back up on the hill, and you stand there, and Rav especially, you turn back and you look, and when the 3 of you see that Rav is taking one last look, you turn around as well to pay your respects. And as the 4 of you watch this last bastion of green and vibrance in the forest, it slowly disappears into mist.
For wiki.
But not in a freaky sort of way.
Oh, okay.
More in a this is like Rav poured his heart and soul into this protection spell.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Awesome.
Where to now?
I guess we're heading to Parappa.
Yeah. Propa's where I want to go to kind of see where Rav's. I don't even know. Rav hasn't really. Did you explain to us? I can't remember about your sister.
Yeah. So when the first night when we had Richard there,
That's right.
Yeah, we went through our stories. Yeah, Rav explained all that pretty quickly and was readily open to letting
I
everyone
don't
know.
know anything about it, but
Hey guys.
Yeah, Champ didn't.
I don't think I explained anything.
My monastery is not too far from here. If we want to go and check that out.
sure.
I think that'd be wise.
See if anyone knows anything.
Well, last time I was there wasn't anyone. But
Maybe they're back.
maybe.
Keep on the sunny side.
When Toro left, they were all turned to stone.
Does Mordex start singing that?
Keep on the sunny side.
Mordex, shh. Now's not the time. Not right now.
I'm not expecting much, but after just witnessing that, I'm slightly interested to see if something's changed.
Ooh, intrigue.
Let's see.
Okay. Do you guys sprint over like before? Or do you just kind of walk at the regular pace?
Well, I mean, it's kind of up in the mountains. There's no sprint.
Sprinting to the
We follow Torvo's pace.
50-mile hike.
all the way.
So what pace do you take, Torval?
Well, I mean, my natural stride is pretty fast, so
Wow.
But you're not in like a super hurry to be.
no, there's no reason. I mean, there's no rush for me. I don't give a flying crap. It's just close, and it's of interest that maybe it changed. I wasn't ever planning on going back, but
Which direction?
now that I witnessed that,
Well, which direction is the Grove? I always pictured the Grove to be north of Riverbend, and then the monastery to be north of that.
yeah,
A little bit
Like-
north.
we're talking. It's
Okay. Never mind.
it's more on the southern side of the mountains, but it is when we talk on the southern side, we're talking on the southern face, up high enough that the elevation messes with your breathing.
Okay.
So on the main map, you got the hill there, and then the mountain kind of above that is what you're thinking?
yeah, pretty much. You see where that peak is, where there's the dark spot on it, right
Yes.
underneath the R
Yeah.
of the Vestrels? It's pretty close to that.
It's the dark spot.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. That's perfect.
It so it's going to take a few days to get there.
Pretty close, eh? I'm just kidding.
Well, on the
Well,
map,
it said 20 hours of walking.
on the map, it looks closer than what it is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
But he did say it is pretty close. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, we're talking about, a goat can get there faster than us. So,
Mordax is like, he's tired of singing the song, and so he's like, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?"
He starts saying what's on page 5.
so
So everyone knows it's a naughty phrase.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
I don't know about that. It's just a bunch of letters.
And
Okay.
symbols.
It said
jeez, man.
And write down that time, 52:40.
If one of those slips through and I don't catch it in the post edit, we are donezo.
It's not a bad word.
As they
Only to those that can't understand that.
Okay. So the four of you come upon this monastery high in the mountains, and just as Torvo said, it's right on the face. Do you want to explain what it looks like?
Sure.
You've been there more than anybody else has.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah. I mean, I'll explain what you find, but tell us what it's like up there.
It is very Eastern world inspired, as it would be. That there's coming up to it, there's many gateway shrines, basically.
What are they made out of?
Wood, like redwood. And after we know we're on the path once we start passing through them. And there is the specific number of 26, which is the exact number of the paths through enlightenment. And then we come across the main doors, which it's clear no one of interest who cared about this place has come back because the doors are still open, which they wouldn't be, and one's blasted off of its hinges, which are heavy hinges. So as we lead into the area proper, the outside almost seems built as a fortress would, and you can see a large pagoda-like structure that is about 5 stories tall in the main area, and then there's a few smaller places off to the sides. The The koi pond and everything is still fine. All the fish seem to still be thriving inside of it.
Koi ponds are coin.
Yep. Over in the garden area, you can see everything is overgrown. Everything has destroyed the meditation garden. So it is chaotic, more so than it ever should be or would be. And you can see many of the buildings, especially their doors and stuff, are just tattered and have not seen any repair or care. Everything looks as though it's been, not in good standing for a while. So,
Does anyone else feel like this was just a downer episode? I'm just kidding.
Episode's not done yet. So you go into the monastery,
yeah,
the pagoda-like building on the main floor.
which is it's a huge main floor structure.
Do the rest of you guys follow in, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, unless we're
Alright.
told not to.
Do you mention something like that?
Yeah, I'd mention it to Torvo. Torvo, is it all right if we follow?
Yeah, there's no sacredness left here. It is missing. It doesn't matter. There is no disrespect to be had here anymore.
And but you can tell that I'm saying that with a weight of that once upon a time it would have been different.
Are there still stone people there?
That's what we're gonna find out. And why don't we go and just see where my master was?
And out in the main courtyard area, was there anything out there? Because there were some people out there before.
Rubble.
Just like out in the courtyard, all of the people who were there are not anymore. They're rubble.
So you find the monastery in shambles, like how you're saying. And when you initially left, multiple stone statues were scattered throughout the monastery, and in forms that were very easily recognizable, very detailed stone. And as you go through, all of them, including your master, have been destroyed to rubble. Now,
Does it
This
seem
is a downer episode.
as you examine things a little bit more, it looks like the destruction happened from within the chestal cavity outward.
outward? Okay.
And, but when you look at this,
As I'm moving through, and I am looking at this, there is no emotion. I'm very clinical about what we're doing. So,
and you, as you examining the scene that lays before you, you remember what you saw in the obsidian sphere. That scene that played out in the room adjacent to the tourmaline tree. And you realize that wasn't a memory. That wasn't deception like how you initially thought. It was what was happening or going to happen. But as clear as you see it now, you recognize that scene from the obsidian sphere. There's no feeling in the monastery except for sadness and maybe a little yearning.
as I stand up from where the master was, I move around where the shrine to, as it were, the meditative shrine, to see where I had replaced everything for the hidden cubby, where I was hidden away, and I examine that
How you left it
so it doesn't look disturbed.
does not look disturbed.
Okay. I just look at the guys for a second and say,
If you'll just give me a moment. and then I do what needs to be done to unlatch it, and then just check in there.
Okay. You want to explain to our listeners?
Sure. I can do that.
Can you do it in less than 2 minutes?
You take all the time you need.
We could do it next time.
Okay. Find out next time what Torvo knows that the rest of us will find out.
Dun, dun, dun.
Until then,
Downer episode.
D5.
Downer.
Everyone's saying it in a monotone.
Downer 5.
Downer
5.
I'll put a 5 down on that.
D5.
Well, everybody, it was exciting and humbling at the same time to see the number of people that reached out to us in hopes to win that sweet, sweet merchandise. Unfortunately, this competition only has one winner, and that winner is Derek. Derek, congratulations. We'll be reaching out to you to get some details on how you'd like us to send you out that sweet, sweet merchandise. Everybody else, keep listening. I really enjoyed this competition, and that means we're probably going to do it again in the future.